Hello.
Hello, good afternoon or evening or morning, whatever time it is for you. Welcome to Tomb Raider 1 with Beckski93. Say hello, Beckski.
Hello. Hope everyone's doing well.
My name is Geek Etiquette, and I'll be commentating on this run and helping her out. So if you want to take it away, and we'll get started.
Yeah, ready to go. Okay, I'll count down in 3, 2, 1, go. All right.
Woo! There we go. The caves percent.
Yeah.
So you're going to see a lot of jumping in this because it actually covers more space and it's technically faster than if you just run through.
Yeah, it's like almost
And
twice as fast as just running.
right,
We're
which
gonna
I
hear
mean,
Laura hiccuping throughout the game as she jumps, but yeah.
there's going to be a lot of that. There's also going to be a lot of interesting glitches and bugs. So it's a fun run. It's a fun run to watch. And it's just a great game in general. So
Yeah, so
I'm
Cave
really looking
starts
forward
off with this really long jump sequence, but then we skip it
to
with two main glitches. So the first one's coming up here.
yeah,
So if I jump at this gate, at this wall at an angle and grab, Lara should phase right through it like that.
yeah. It's like what even are gates? Who
Yeah.
knows? They don't exist. So that skips like a large chunk of this level.
Yeah,
And this
skips
level's
about a good minute or so.
yeah, at least for sure. Like it's not a particularly long one, but it's definitely a good introduction. And when you do that skip, like you see that wolf just chilling there. Normally, if you come from the other direction or the way you're supposed to, normally that wolf triggers when you pick up the med pack and music kicks in. But we skip that, so because it's a speed run. All
Yeah.
right. So now we're in city of Vilcabamba. We're in Peru, by the way. So just a brief sort of intro to the story and how this starts. Lara is approached by a guy called Larson, and basically he comes with a message from Jacqueline Natler, who has hired Lara to recover an ancient artifact in Peru. So yeah, and what we're doing now, or I say we, Beckski's doing, is this is a flicker, I believe, is the
Yes.
this
So
one.
most of the glitches are sort of very similar. So what happens is whenever we put Lara in sort of an illegal spot in the game wants to push Lara upwards to a legal spot where she'll emerge. A flicker happens if there's no space at the top, so she gets stuck in the wall. But we can use that to move her along the wall to a spot where she can emerge. So that's what I just did.
Yeah, yeah, and there's a couple of different setups for that flicker as well. I believe like there's like a slower way and there's a
Yeah, the
slightly
way that I
quicker
did
way.
was like the easiest, most consistent way.
Yeah,
I'm
and
having a little
then
trouble here with the shelf bug.
this shelf
There we
bug.
go.
I'm not sure why it's called a shelf corner bug, but
Yeah, it's basically the same as like a normal corner bug, but you do a forward jump instead of two vertical jumps.
right.
And
So
again, it
yeah,
just glitches Lara right to the top of whatever's above.
yeah, for sure. And
But that
the
one's
shelf,
quite precise.
it
It's a
is,
little
yeah,
tricky.
it is a bit dodgy sometimes, and I end up getting I end up getting like stuck on that one a couple of times for some reason. So we're coming up to the infamous QWOP setup. This is the newer setup that we've the community has discovered, and QWOP is named
Good
after
old
Bennett.
Icor. Shout outs to Icor, who comes up with a lot of
Yeah,
these crazy setups.
Icor is crazy with finding these,
He's so
and
good at it.
so this is probably the most famous and awesome glitch that you can do, and it's named after a Bennett Foddy game. And it's activated by performing a running jump at a specific piece of geometry on the map. So Lara needs to touch the ground before the jump animation finishes, and it like resets her full speed.
Yeah.
And you hold action towards like the door that you want to go through, and she kind of like quicksands into the ground.
Yeah. She
It's
does sort
interesting.
of something similar to a quicksand bug where it goes underneath it and she vaults and she comes up on the other side of the door. So it allows us to skip a huge chunk of
Of that
Vilcabamba.
level. Yeah, and Vilcabamba is okay, but, I remember the older way where you kind of, like, I think it was a wall bug or it might have been a corner one.
Yeah, that was quite a
Um,
tricky wall bug as well, if I
yeah,
remember
I it
right.
took me hours to do that.
Yeah. So
Um,
the quap's nice.
yeah, it really
Since
is
quap was
when you
found,
get
it
it.
saved a ton of time in Tomb Raider 1, 2, and 3.
Mm, yeah, for
Um,
sure. So now we're on the 3rd level, the Lost Valley,
basically
and
in Jurassic Park right now.
yeah, it's the
Lara has
Lost
absolutely no
World.
reaction to these dinos. It's alright.
Yeah, she's
Just a
just
normal
hopping
day
along.
for Lara.
And we're about to encounter Barney.
Hmm.
And the objective of this level is to collect 3 cogwheels to get an ancient device working, so that you can like block the waterfall, which leads to the tomb of Qualopec, which is where
Yeah.
the piece of the artifact is.
Yeah,
So
so basically, Lara will walk through walls, but she won't
yeah,
walk through that waterfall. Because
yeah, exactly. It's
she
like
draws the line at walking through a waterfall.
it's
So we do
too
have
powerful.
to.
But otherwise, like this run, it kind of takes it in turns in terms of technicality, like
Hmm.
and jumping sequences. I feel
Yeah,
like
this level isn't super technical. There's a
no,
few
but
wall bugs, but
for sure. Like it's more of a jumping sequence than it
I'm gonna
is.
make a safety save here because I'm a bit worried about Barney.
I don't blame you,
Please don't
honestly.
eat me. Like,
Don't do
regardless of
Barney.
what your health looks like, Barney can eat you in one go, so I want to try and avoid
Yeah,
that.
if he grabs you like in his mouth, then that's it. He just ragdolls
Yeah,
you, and
it's
that's
sort
it.
of like you hit a dodgy frame where the T-Rex can just eat you. It's happened to me a
Mm,
few times as I'm getting up from out of the water,
yeah, for
and there's
sure.
nothing you can do about it. He's just there and he eats you. This is quite like a big reset point of the run. So that's
Mm, yeah, it's also like infamous for being like one of the scarier levels
oh
for
yeah.
a lot of people that played this back in the day and stuff because of the T-Rex and um
Oh,
you know.
first death.
Oh no.
I just saved, so it's fine. But yeah, I need to use
Yes,
the med here.
that's why we do safety saves because um the enemy like AI is not predictable whatsoever. So
Yeah,
there's
Barney's
no
pretty unpredictable.
yeah.
He also like if you just touch his skin, he drains Lara's health. So
Mhm.
that's what happened there.
Yeah.
I got wrecked, but it's fine. I
Yeah.
knew it was gonna happen. So I made a save.
Yeah, it's not a guarantee that it will happen, but he does tend to get in the way a lot and
Yeah, he was in my way though. It's pretty bad RNG.
yeah. And in Anniversary, the fight, because I've only played through Anniversary like twice,
Yeah.
um, that I can recall, and isn't the fight like more QTE based
Yeah,
with
it's
that
turned
one?
into a big QT basically.
Yeah. Um, the differences between them, like between the different versions and stuff too, is kind of cool. But these glitches that Beckski's doing, you can actually do throughout all the different versions. Like most of them work. There's a few exceptions, but
Yeah, there's actually an interesting glitch that you can do on PAL Sega Saturn with the cogs. You
mm.
can actually do a cog dupe on only on that specific version, the PAL
Oh
Sega
wow, okay.
version. Um, but yeah, you can't do that on PC, unfortunately. So we had to grab all.
Grab all of them, yeah. But there's a few things that you can do on PC that you can't obviously do on the others, with the advantage of the PC having quick save and save anywhere, whereas like PS1 and the Saturn, you have save crystals, which is always fun. So you have
Mm,
to plan out like where you're going to save and where you're going to do a safety save. And
Yeah, it does make the run a lot trickier on console.
for sure.
Console runs for this tend to be single segment, but on PC we can save wherever we want. So
yeah,
the
thank
downside
goodness.
to it is that you don't have any checkpoints on this version. So you are going to see me safety saving in quite a few different areas just to make sure that if I die, we're not sent back, you know, a few levels or something, because the game doesn't checkpoint.
Yeah,
So
that's true. It's the old classic game style of no checkpoints, and if you don't save, well, you've got to start from wherever the last save was, and if you didn't save,
yeah,
well, then you
exactly.
started all over again.
Shall we explain what just happened in Qualipex?
Yes.
We're literally in and out of this level. It happens very quickly.
Yeah, so this level, you skip like what, 13 minutes
Yeah,
from
you skip a
doing
huge
that.
chunk of it.
It is massive. What you're supposed to do is you're supposed to go through like three different doors to get to the ski-on, and you do like kind of like trials, I guess. 3 different trials.
Yeah, you need to open 3 different. You need to pull 3 different levers basically to open gates to go a different way around to grab the ski on. But
Yeah.
we did like a little sequence at the beginning that skipped over a tile. So we basically triggered the end of the level, but we actually skipped a trigger. I find it really confusing to explain, but
Yeah,
because this game is
that's
all like all the triggers are tile related. So if you run on a tile, you'll trigger an enemy normally, or something will happen. But if you skip over a tile, then you can skip certain triggers, and that's what we did in Qualipex.
Yeah, which that's probably like my favorite level and my favorite skip to do. Like I
It's a really
absolutely
nice
love.
skip. It's a really easy one to do, but it saves so much time.
Yeah, for sure. So what happens story-wise there is at the end of that level, um, Larson basically tries to dispose of Lara, because she got the piece of the ski on, and we find out that it's actually one piece of 3. And so Lara then goes to Natla's headquarters, I guess, breaks in, and then finds a diary, like from a monk, who says that there's another piece in Greece. And so that's where we are now, and this is St. Francis' Folly.
This is my
So
favorite level, I think.
This is my least favorite in terms, like, this is
In
my
the speedrun,
biggest.
it is pretty technical.
It's my biggest reset point.
I love the design of this level.
Yeah, it is very good, even though you may notice some of the doors are not quite correct. The names.
Yeah, so we have 4 doors. They're meant to be named after 4 different Greek gods, and they each have a key behind it that we need to collect. But they did mess up on some of the names.
Yeah, just a tad. So, one of them being Thor, because we all know that Thor is a famous Greek god, right? So, yeah.
I actually get really confused with my Greek gods. So, what was
Yeah.
Thor?
Thor
It's
is
not a Greek god, but...
Norse, isn't it?
Oh, it's Norse. Yeah. They actually did fix it in the remake. So
They did.
renamed it to Fastus, I believe. Something like that.
Yeah. It was. Oh, I'm trying to think now. Yeah, it is not okay. It is. I had a moment. Then I'm thinking, Marvel, Avengers, Thor, Norse. Okay, yep. Double checking.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
And Neptune becomes Poseidon in the remake.
Yeah. So yeah, it's kind of funny, but they did correct it, like you say. There was something else. What's the world record? It's currently what,
57 minutes by
Wow.
Footy. Footy is miles ahead of all of us, basically. He's an amazing runner.
Yeah, he's the classic Tomb Raiders. He's godlike, god tier runner.
He is, yeah. He's incredible.
shout out to Tomb Raider runners of all the games, but yeah, Kratos is my favorite Greek god, of course.
So yeah, basically what we're doing here is each room is obviously, it has a puzzle related to its Greek god, and we just need to collect these 4 keys so we can escape to the next level. I should make a save here before this wall bug.
Yeah. So this one, there's a couple of ways that you can avoid this boulder. And what did there was a wall bug. You can actually dive over it if you're not confident in making that. You can just do a dive over it if you time it well enough, or you can do it obviously the traditional way, depending on how you're playing. I tend to I tend to get squished by that a good bit.
Yeah, it's quite a scary one, that, because you have
Yeah,
to do the wall bug quickly before the boulder gets to you.
yeah,
And
for sure.
I mean, it's not too bad normally for a wall bug. Oh, I didn't trigger that. Didn't stand
Oh.
on this one. You have to be like about a sidestep's distance away from the wall. So if you're too close, you'll just sort of bonk on and hit the wall, and you won't glitch up it.
Yeah.
And then you'll get crushed by the boulder. So it's a bit.
Yeah, exactly. And then she's like, "Ow!"
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the Thor door. Which I tend to make a Game of Thrones reference, like Thor door instead of Hodor. Oh dear. Oh my goodness. We're coming out to the end of this level now, and hopefully, did you trigger Richard Hammond at the start, or you wait?
Yeah. I triggered
Okay.
Richard at the start. If any of you guys have seen classic Top Gear with Richard Hammond, Pierre is the spit of him. Look out for Pierre next time he shows up, because I saw
Pierre,
it's
you little
uncanny.
bug. It really is.
Yeah, so because we triggered Pierre or Richard Hammond at the start of the level, he won't show up here at the end, basically. You can do it either way. Letting him show up at the end is slightly faster, but it is also riskier, because if you get bad RNG, he'll be shooting at me here while I put the keys in.
Yeah, so it doesn't make too much of a difference whether you trigger him at the beginning or the end, but like,
Yeah.
because you're still taking a risk somewhat, but
Yeah, exactly. Both ways are sort of risky. He did take a
yeah.
few shots at the beginning, but
Yeah. But he's more likely to hit you at this part at the end rather than at the beginning. So, you know, especially if you want to play it more safe, then it's
yeah,
probably best to
exactly.
trigger him at the start for sure. All right, so the Colosseum. Oh, look, a wall. We don't know what these are. Lara doesn't care about walls. This
We've
is
got
a
really
pretty...
good RNG for this. Nice. Sometimes
Yeah,
that line gets in the way and you can't do that sequence, but
yeah. I'd never do that sequence, but
I'm a
so
bit of
this
a
is...
risky skip here, but I'm gonna save before it. So it's not that risky anymore, but
it's not a risk. No, it'll be fine. It'll be fine.
this is
So
one of
this...
those crazy speedrunning things where I'm doing a glitch here to save second. And it can
Yeah.
kill the run if you don't save before it, because you can sort of void and get stuck in that. But
Yeah, so voiding is when you're inside a wall, but you're too deep and there's nowhere legal for Lara to be pushed to be pushed to back into the game and corrected. So then like an overflow happens and she falls like in this infinite void of space. So
so we want to avoid entering the void for the most part.
void. Yeah, exactly.
Avoid the void.
And this is the same kind of flicker as in City of Vilcabamba, but it's like done the opposite way.
Yeah, the inputs are reversed.
Yeah, the inputs are reversed, so it's done exactly the same way. And as soon as you see the tile change to a light kind of a lighter tile, then that's when you can get out of the wall, the flicker, and then do the lever. So there we go.
It's a really nice setup. This game revolves around a lot of different setups and stuff that make the glitches really consistent. So they are precise, But because we have these really consistent setups, they're not too difficult for the most part. There are some tricky ones, but
Yeah, for sure. There are some, and again, it's the setups that can be sometimes a bit of a pain to get consistently. But once you practice, like
yeah.
it's
And I guess the problem is sometimes because some of the setups are really long. If you do mess up at any point during the setup, you will lose a lot of time if you have to redo it.
for sure, for sure. Um, how these are discovered, a lot of the time it's trial and error, and I think this is with any game, but a lot of the time it's by accident, and then trial and error, and then you kind of go deeper into the game and figure out like how it works and how the levels are laid out and how the
I have to
maps are.
say, I do not know how some people come up with some of the setups.
No.
I don't know how.
No
When
idea.
iCore comes out with a new one, I'm like, how have you done
How
this
do you do
again? This
that?
is
Yeah.
mental.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the glitches, wall bugs. If you know you can do it in one place, then you'll try it in another place, and
In another,
it
yeah.
sort of develops that way for the most part. But some of the crazy setups, I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's especially like the QWOP setups as well. Like
Mm,
the specific like sequences that you have to do is like a sidestep and a hop forward, and making sure you're in the right position. It's kind of crazy.
yes.
Um, yeah, I would imagine coding knowledge would help with that.
Yeah, some
Like
people
if
do have like a sort of, I don't know if it's cheat engine, but something like that open that they can look at to help them
yeah,
figure out angles and stuff.
yeah, or like the level editor. I think
Yeah.
that would be a really good way to kind of figure out the mechanics of how the game works, and the exploits and stuff like that. So,
Did we explain about curve jumping yet?
oh, the banana
The
jump? No,
banana
we did
jump?
not.
Because that's quite a big curve jump there. We get to skip a lot of Colosseum just via that curve jump, and you can do that in glitchless. So, um,
Yeah, because it's technically not a glitch. It's just
it's just something the devs overlooked, basically. That when they were making the game, they sort of thought, "Oh, no one will think about curving
yeah,
when they jump," and none of us really did back in the day. But you can skip a lot of platforming by performing banana jumps.
banana jumps. Yeah, but you only do like what, three, maybe?
Yeah, there's
No,
only
two.
three main ones, I think, in glitched. You do it a lot more glitchless.
Yeah, I'd imagine like you utilize the banana jump a lot more in that category, but
Oh yeah,
the uh the glitch category is just so much more fun.
it
Oh
is way
boy.
more fun. I'd say actually glitchless is the harder category because you have some really tricky jump sequences in that, but it is sort of also less fun. Less fun for
Yeah,
the runner, less fun for the viewer, I think. But it is a
definitely.
really interesting run if you are interested in watching glitchless runs. They do exist.
Mhm. Oh yeah, yeah, for sure. And they're, if that's your thing. Some people like favor glitchless categories more than glitched, and so
Can I
there's
just
definitely,
say, can
yeah.
you guys admire the abs on these gorillas? They've
Right?
been
I'm
working out
super
this over.
I was super jealous. Like I have
Oh,
abs
I wish
like
I
that,
had abs like that.
but it's under a lot of padding. I just protect
They're
mine.
just hidden.
Yeah. So this is Palace Midas. And for those that don't know the sort of story behind Midas's touch, he basically is a king um, who was like cursed or whatever, and in his hand, everything he touches turns to gold, and he turns his daughter into gold or something like that. That's the gist of it. So we've got to collect 3 lead bars and turn them into gold, and that's the kind of
And then we can
purpose
enter the
behind this.
sewer.
Yeah, and then we can
Lead into
enter
the
the
sewer.
sewers. Yeah.
Uh,
This jumping sequence is pretty dodgy. It's kind of difficult to get through the fire without either catching on fire or falling in the water. So,
I
um,
managed it somehow.
yeah, you did awesome. I mean, this is a great
It is
run.
quite a tricky jump sequence. You don't have to do it, and if you do set on fire, there is water below, so you can extinguish it pretty
Yeah,
quickly. It's not too
for sure.
dangerous.
But this level is probably one of the harder levels. because there are so many enemies.
Yeah, so we pop off a few of them at the beginning, but from this point on, I'm not going to be shooting any more enemies. So it's going to turn into a bit of a zoo.
Yeah, it's a fun party that you'll see in a moment. um, and I'm trying to think what else. And it's kind of a long, like this one you don't really skip much. Like you kind of do
No,
this level.
I have to do these 2 puzzles.
Yeah.
And then we do skip a third kind of puzzle room, but
But that's really it. So you don't I think this is probably one of the levels that you don't skip a great deal and you
yeah.
kind of have to do
Yeah, the glitchless route isn't much longer for this.
yeah, for sure, for sure. How much time would you say it probably adds?
Maybe a few minutes. Because
That's
in the glitchless route, you do have to enter the third puzzle room, but it
mm.
takes you a really long way around, basically, to get onto a roof. Where the
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I forgot about that. I forgot about all that.
and then there's the worst thing about glitchless. I mean, you'll see coming up. We're gonna do a door skip, and well, in glitchless you can't do the door skip, and it's just really
Oh no.
it's a mess. I mean, you'll see what I mean when I get to the door, but
Yeah, so this part is where the zoo comes in. As you can see, there
oh
are
goodness, yeah, I'm getting
Lara's
stuck on
got a
gorillas.
oh no, Lara's got a lot of company. This is this can be like a super big reset point
Oh
for a
my
lot.
god. I was doing runs, like PB attempts last week, and I died 4 times in this corridor. On 4
Yeah,
different runs, I died there.
yeah, it's
But we
super
made it
easy.
out this time.
Yeah, that was actually really they
Pretty
were
good
completely
RNG there.
for sure, and that's the beauty and the curse of this run is the fact that the enemy RNG is so unpredictable.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
there's no pattern or anything, so it's like, "Oh god, what do we do?" You just
Yeah,
gotta
I mean,
hope.
you could shoot the enemies, but it would just take forever.
Yeah,
Because we
it
don't
takes
have
too
enough
long.
Magnum ammo at this point. I mean, we could talk
Right.
about Sega Saturn for a second again, because
Oh,
uh,
yeah, yeah, do.
the triple Magnums do triple damage on the Japanese Sega Saturn version.
That's
So it's actually quite
crazy.
cathartic to shoot the gorillas
Yeah, it's like, ah.
because they die
Um,
super quickly.
yeah, I've not played the
I
Saturn
just
I
checked that I
have
did all
it.
three.
I think you did, yeah. Yeah. I've done that before, like, I did
I don't
2.
want to run off. Yeah, when I've
No,
only done.
yeah, I ran off and ran to the door, and then I got through, and oh, no, I've only made 2 into
That's
gold.
the worst. If you nail the door skip and then
Yeah,
you
yeah,
realise you've
because
not done all 3 bars.
that's a pain. So, all right, so now we're heading to the end of the level, which you're not supposed to be able to go through the door like this, but Lara's going to be jumping to it, and we're going to try and sort of postpone the zoo from following her as much as possible, and make sure there's enough space between Lara and getting through the door. It's kind of this setup is a bit of a pain because you have to like jump into the door into the corner and like start embedding yourself and line up like the middle of Lara's hair slash head with the corner, and there we go. She got through no problem. I hate that. And of course, because we went in the way we shouldn't have done, that lie doesn't get triggered. Lion,
Yes,
excuse me,
this
doesn't get
is
triggered.
this. Yeah, this is the room that is a massive pain in the bum in
Mhm.
Glitchless, because you have to open the door and you still have all those enemies alive, so they follow you in here and
Oh,
just
wow.
yeah, they're really annoying when you're trying to input these bars and but yeah, luckily we don't have
Yeah.
to deal with that in Glitch. So
Yeah, thank goodness. I don't think I'm gonna do that category now that
no,
now that you mention it.
it is probably the worst bit about Glitchless.
Yeah. The cistern. So we're in the sewers now, and this level's pretty like it's not too technical. It's not there's not a
It's
lot of
kind
like
of
jumping.
a bit of a relief after Midas, because Midas is kind of
Mm.
crazy, pretty technical. Cistern is a bit of a chiller level. Way
Yeah.
less enemies in this level as well. That's some mucus
Yeah.
couple crocodiles.
Yeah,
But...
giant rats and
Richard Hammond's going to be back, but apart from that.
yeah, we see him briefly, but it's not too bad. He'll pop and say hello and, you know, ask if we watched the latest episode of Top Gear or whatever. So, you know, and we're just like, no, I haven't watched it. Sorry. This level, like when you do it properly, there's a good bit of backtracking, if I remember rightly.
Yeah, because this lever here raises the water level. And so casually you would have to raise and lower it a few times to get around, because certain rooms where you need the water level low to be able to do the puzzles.
Yeah.
Certain ones where you need it high. But in Glitch we just pull it once. We don't need to worry about it again.
Yeah, and that's also like a good thing, because you have to raise it and lower it so many times. It is a lot easier this way. So
Yeah,
for
exactly.
sure. But yeah, there's only like a couple of little glitches you do. There's going to be one in a minute where you kind of like dive into the wall, and then is that see?
It's sort of like an underwater corner bug.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, would it be classed as a corner bug? I guess it is.
I think so, yeah.
There we go. It's like what walls are just suggestions.
Yeah,
I think I
that's
saw
the
someone
skip
mention.
that allows us to not. So normally in this room you'd want the water level to be low to get around, but because we can do that water skip, we don't need to worry about it for now.
Yeah. Is it Tohoken next?
Yeah, Tohoken.
Yeah. So I really like the next level because of all the technical stuff to it. So I'm looking forward to that one. The Tomb of Technicality, as I call it.
Oh yeah, it is
so technical.
There's a lot of pretty big glitches in Tohoken.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, there's a couple at least.
And there's a couple of, it's a good mix, I think, Tohoken, because it's, you know, it's got a mix of like specific setups as well as the, you know, glitches and stuff like that. So it's really fun.
Yeah. Yeah, there's not too much going on in this level. So what we're doing is we're looking for 2 silver keys and a gold key, and then we can escape. So after this key, we should have all the... Probably the most dangerous part of this level is there are 2 crocs underwater. If they come and see Lara, they can be quite dangerous. I've died to those crocs, but
Yeah,
couldn't see them then.
Times.
Not really good croc RNG.
Yeah, that was really good. Like that was awesome. The RNG so far for the enemy RNG has been really good.
Minus Barney at the beginning.
Yeah, well,
I did die there, but get a nice view of Lara's armpit here.
No. I always get Lara to say no at this point, like by accident. So yeah, I just love this game so much.
It is the best voice line in the game.
Yeah, and you can hear it as well. It's like, no. No.
Geeky does a great Lara impression.
No, I don't.
You do, it's amazing. It's like she's in the room with me. Oh, I'm a bit worried about this lion. This is sort of... I think we jinxed ourselves saying how good the RNG has been.
It's like, well...
whoa! Okay, it's a good job I saved. You destroyed me. Okay, I might need to use another mode here.
Oh no! Lion, please! Lioness, please.
Wow, that was something.
Wow, that's...
I know. That's how quickly you can die in this game.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really Alright, so Tomb of Tohoken. Yeah, there was a remake with Anniversary, and there's been soft reboots because the Legend trilogy is a soft reboot technically, right? Like Legend was...
It basically is. They kind of... Lara's very similar to classic Lara in that version, but they did, you know, change up the lore a little bit.
Yeah, yeah, and like her kind of backstory just slightly and stuff like that.
Yeah,
And then
exactly.
obviously you've got the 2013 reboot
Which is a
series
completely different Lara, but still
for
cool.
sure. Oh yeah, yeah, I really enjoyed those, but it's just the classic ones have always got a place in my heart. So,
Same.
all right. So this one, how do you explain this one? It's like
I don't know. This is another icon find.
an
It
iCore
skips a bunch
find.
of platforming. The problem with that is you have to be kind of careful because you can end up doing a crack bug. So you jump behind that block and you get stuck. And you can't, because that's not a movable block. That one.
Right. Yeah,
So if you get
you're
stuck on
supposed to
it, you have the wrong
sorry.
kind.
You're supposed to move it with water, like raises up, but we skipped that. So all right, so this glitch coming up, well, it's not even a glitch, it's just a jumping sequence.
Yeah, we have another curve jump, banana jump coming up. Big
Oh
one.
yeah, I guess it is a banana jump. I didn't even
Yeah. It's just this one's a little tricky because it's very tight. So I'm going to make a save for it because you will die if I fail this. Okay.
yeah. It's a
So
very
normally, sorry, you would like to
I was gonna
shimmy.
say, yeah, precise jump, sorry.
Normally you would shimmy it along and there'd be a lever to raise the water level again so that you can swim across to that platform. But again, we can just skip that via the magical banana jump.
Yeah. So I didn't realize that was technically a banana jump.
Your mind's been blown.
Yeah, it kind of has. Like I was 8 years old when I realized it was a banana jump.
Yeah. Yeah, curve
This
jumps are really useful.
they really are. This setup is fun. We're gonna get an interesting angle in a second.
Interesting view here.
Yeah, yeah. And so you buffer like slightly to the right, and then you end up kind of swimming through the platform.
Yeah, so whenever I'm entering my inventory, it's only for a buffer. So you can buffer 2 frames at a time using the inventory. So whenever you see me do that, that's why.
Yeah, yeah. The
So
menu. I don't
you can
think
find a specific frame for certain glitches.
right, which I have no clue. I just like I'm one of those that doesn't know the technicalities behind it, and I just do things like because everybody else
I'm
does.
like that too, but yeah, I've been
And
running
hope
this
it
for long
works.
enough now that I have learned a few things, but
Yeah.
yeah, I do just tend to copy the
You just
better
copy everyone. It's like this works eventually. We'll get it.
one.
Um, but yeah, banana jump is just basically a curved jump that you're kind of not supposed to do, but
Yeah, it's not dev intended to curve jump, but it is really easy to do.
mhm.
Um, yeah, we just call it banana jump because it's just a fun name for it because you kind of make the shape of a banana when you curve. That's about it.
Yeah.
And then here we're just pushing this block. We need to push it onto 2 different pressure pads to collect 2 different keys to open another door.
Yeah, it's
Not the most exciting part of the run, I have to say.
no, it's pretty straightforward. Thankfully, there's not too much block pushing that you have to do that takes up a lot of time. I think,
Yeah, we do skip a lot of it, thankfully.
yeah, I think like Folly, and this one is probably like the most block pushing you do
Yeah.
in the run. So that's always good. We can ignore that guy and just put the keys in, and then we've got a fight with Hammond coming up.
Yeah, we get our showdown with Richard Hammond.
His showdown with Hammond.
Yeah, so
Um,
basically Pierre or Richard Hammond is going, he's looking for the other piece of the ski on, the second piece. And he's actually going to beat us to it, so we need to have a little fun fight with him to
yeah, we need to
steal
have a
it from
little
him.
little chat,
Yeah.
little chat with Hammond, and just from one treasure hunter to another, just friendly discussion and take it from him because that's what we do. Tonight on Top Gear. Yeah. Some
I've got the
say.
Top Gear theme going on in my head right now.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Imagine Lara like being like the Stig. Some say she runs away from dinosaurs. All we know is she's Lara Croft. Oh dear. All right, so this is much else to say about this level.
Yeah, this is the last level of Greece.
Thank goodness.
The game starts getting a bit weird after this. So we're gonna have
Just
some weird. There's some exploding centaurs right there.
yeah, because mutant Atlantean centaurs. Because why not? A little late for the prize giving, no? Still, it is taking part, which counts.
Have another epic fight. Yeah.
Yeah.
The combat in this game isn't too interesting, but
it's not too strenuous or anything.
no.
He can land in a really awkward position too sometimes as well. Like sometimes you can't pick up the I've never had it done, but like
it's happened to me once before. So if he lands sort of on the edge of a step and the items are on the edge of the step, you won't be able to pick them up. But you can save and load and it fixes it. So it's not too.
can you?
Yeah. We didn't know that for a while, but saving and loading does fix it.
Yeah. I love that cutscene. It's just like, here lies Tehokan, one of the just rulers of Atlantis. Like, she's, and I think that's a really like cool writing thing, like the way she stutters.
Oh yeah,
like she's trying to figure out and read it properly.
She's
I
a
think
clever
that's a really
lady,
nice.
is Lara. She
yeah, for
a
sure.
bunch of different languages.
So what?
Ancient Atlantean.
Yeah, exactly.
Where she learned
it's
that,
like,
but
as you do, in archaeology school. What was the glitch you did then? Like the is it a wall bug again? I still need to figure out.
It's a very precise one though. That one.
Yeah, and there's a couple of different setups for that one too. So if you do mess up the initial setup, you can do a backup.
There is a backup, yeah.
Yeah. Again, that's another wall bug. So I need to get up on my terminology.
Do you know, it's funny because I ran this at SGDQ 2018 and I completely forgot to mention the fact that Lara just phases right through gates. Through the fence. Yeah, she just walks right through it. And I didn't even mention it because it's just normal to me now, but
yeah, it's like it's normal.
Yeah, it's basically where the texture like repeats itself. There's like a little gap in the fence, and if you wiggle correctly at it, Lara will just walk right through it. It's really easy to do.
Yeah, for sure. I love this set. I love and hate this setup, but so Beckski is doing a particular setup to position herself so that she embeds in the window there, and then she's got to like line up her angle so that she can jump across like that, like so. And you went for the leg grab.
I did, yeah, and I didn't save for it.
Risking it for a biscuit.
I saved at the beginning of the level, so I forgot.
That's not too bad then.
Yeah. I definitely have a love-hate relationship with this level because it is very technical. It's really fun level to watch, like someone like Footy do.
Yeah,
because he YOLOs everything, doesn't save.
Yeah, he risks it a lot, but he's also been doing this like I don't even know how long. He's just he's definitely god tier, and there are a lot of really awesome Tomb Raider runners. So definitely check out the community and stuff too.
It's a great community, yeah, very welcoming. Everyone's very helpful.
I was about to say like super helpful too. Yeah, this is live. Just throwing that out there. It's live. And again, this is kind of a long level. Like it's one of the longer ones for sure.
We need to collect 4 different artifacts.
Yeah.
Oh, I shouldn't
Oh,
have loaded there, actually. I would have just landed in the water. I wasn't, but that's okay.
yeah, I never like, I always give up. Like, if I land in the water, like, I always give up. Is this live, Kappa?
I grabbed too late.
Yeah, for
So
sure. It's
basically, that's another sort of glitchless strat. It's not really dev intended, but whenever you grab, when you do a long jump, it sort of extends Lara's jump a little bit.
mm,
So you can
yeah.
reach places that you wouldn't normally be able to reach so early.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think how you normally get to that platform. It's the same way, isn't it? Like in, casually or glitchless.
Oh yeah, I guess it is. Yeah, you do. You grab.
Yeah, I think yeah, I guess you do. I don't remember. It's been so long since
No, you're right.
uh
Yeah.
since I've played casually.
Yeah, I know. Same. I did do a Prima run of this, like a Prima guide playthrough, like a year ago or so, and it was fun. But it's sort of like once you know the speed strat, it's really difficult to go back and do a casual playthrough.
Mm, yeah, for
As
sure.
much as I do, I love this game, but
Yeah, this Oh, you did the new setup for that one. Okay. So she's embedded in the wall now, and then you just gotta like line her so that she's straight with the wall, I guess. If that's
yeah,
the
you
way
can.
to.
That's a place where you can void if you get the wrong angle, because you'll get stuck too deep in to escape.
Yeah. Yeah, it's that one can also be a bit of a pain to get right a lot of the time.
Yeah,
Um
there's a few different setups for it. That one I just did is very new, but it's a really nice setup because it's not many steps to it. Other setups are a
yeah,
bit more complicated.
for sure, for sure. I need to learn that one.
It's a good one. Saves
Um
some good time.
It does, and then we're just inserting these, what do you call them? Like
Artifacts, I guess.
artifacts? Yeah, I guess, and just inserting those. And the next level is, oh my goodness,
Aw.
uh, it is probably like one of the
Run
biggest.
killers.
Yeah, it is a huge run killer, and that's the kind of risk that you run with this game is that there are actually a lot more reset points and run killers throughout the whole game, even like right up till the end. So it can turn into a shambles.
Yeah, it's because of these enemies mostly, because they have very janky AI and
Mm.
they can do a lot of damage to Lara, and they also explode when they die. That's a
Yeah,
thing.
maybe it's like the formaldehyde or something that's
Yeah.
keeping them. That's like extremely flammable,
I don't
and
know.
they're
Are
just
these
like
meant to be some of like Natla's creations?
I
Kind of
think so. Yeah. So, spoiler alert: Natla's creations.
what.
Um, yeah, so they appear in the cutscene that kind of like explains like what they were trying to do and create, and these are like these Atlantean mutants. So I guess it's just part of their DNA that they explode and
Yeah, she was
throw
trying to create like a new race.
yeah, a new breed of like superior human beings.
Human beings.
What was Natla thinking? Who knows? Who knows? She thought she was doing the world a favor.
What was she
As
thinking when we get to Torso? What was going on there?
yeah, it's like, well, there's that.
That's the
Um,
thing.
but
Yeah, so I
yeah,
do want to get rid of most of these enemies if I can, because they are gonna cause me trouble if I leave them alive.
yeah, they can get in the way a lot, especially the flying Atlanteans. They kind of look like air screamers from Silent Hill.
Yeah,
Thinking
they
about it.
do. Yeah, yeah, because this is a
Um,
very tall level. Like, I'm gonna be doing like quite high platforming, so it's a little risky if those
mm,
enemies are around when I'm doing that, 'cause they'll knock me off. And
yeah, for sure. And that was another war bug.
yeah, warp
Right?
bug.
Yeah, okay. I still need to know the technical terms. I
Yeah,
just like
wall bug. Those kind of wall bugs are unique to Tomb Raider 1. You can't do them in 2 or 3.
I
don't know
see. I
what
didn't know
they
that. I didn't know they were.
Corner bugs you can do, and quaps are also in 2 and 3, but the wall bugs are unique to Tomb Raider 1.
That's pretty cool, actually. I didn't. I did. I again. I'm learning everything. Today
We're
years
learning.
old. We're learning. Yeah.
I did
So
a
the
mess of that
bugs.
sequence.
The bugs can be done in all the different versions. There's only like certain things with like the saving and loading
Yeah, there's a
parts.
couple glitches where we can skip things by saving and loading that you can't do on console, because you can't quick save or quick load PlayStation or Sega Saturn.
Yeah, because of the save crystals. So, but the actual glitches, like the wall bugs, the quaps, everything, they all work pretty much the same. I think the only difference is maybe like the visual, like cues and setups, maybe
Oh
slightly
yeah,
different.
yeah, depending on your resolution, or
Yeah,
because obviously the console versions are a lot blurrier. Probably
yeah,
the
for sure.
main difficulty about running console, particularly Sega Saturn, is that it is very laggy in certain levels. So like especially where there's wide open spaces, like in Valley, when you're at the top of St. Francis Folly, it is incredibly laggy and it's really hard to get smooth jumping
Oh
sequences.
yeah. I was playing the PS1 version like recently, and just because like I was hanging out with some friends and I thought, oh, I'll take advantage of this and like practice, and because it works the same, so aside from the saves and whatever. And like when I got to Folly, I was like, wow, this feels so much different for some reason,
Yeah,
like even the
it
flickers and
does feel.
stuff.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is strange when you switch to console. I did the same thing with Tomb Raider 2 because I have a Tomb Raider P and on PlayStation, and Tomb Raider 2 is
Oh.
actually one version where it has unique glitches on PlayStation compared to PC.
Mm. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I, again, didn't know that. Did not know that. Um if you oh right, so yeah, Steam version has the patch, run very smooth. Yeah, so this is the Tomb ATI version, which basically comes jam-packed with goodies, so you can have it like in, high resolutions and like the quality, and as well as it comes with the music as well. So like the standard Steam DOS box version, excuse me, um doesn't have the music, and you can set it up so you can have the music, because you can't play this game without it, honestly.
I know the soundtrack's amazing. Yeah, the soundtrack is missing normally on PC, but
Mm,
we've sort of patched it in because it's so good.
yeah, and it definitely
This is
adds
really
to
bad
it too.
RNG. I'm gonna hang off
Oh
this
no.
thing so that he flies away. Hopefully,
I
can you
keep
go away,
forgetting to.
please, sir?
Just no, it's fine.
So I am really high up right now. So if he knocks me off here, I'm gonna die. But I did save twice because I sort of panicked a bit. Okay, we're good.
Yeah, that he's been a pain. My
Yeah,
goodness.
that was a bit sketchy.
Yeah, that was a bit dodgy.
Dodgy, yeah.
Um, the yeah, that can be a real pain. Like he can just knock you off and be all up in your business, and it's like, come on, I'm trying to run this here.
Yeah, that was pretty bad RNG, but it's fine. So this is one of the skips that we utilize quick saving and quick loading for. So normally this current would drag you upwards, but if we save and load, it resets the current value, so just swim back this way. It saves a good 30 to 40 seconds, I think.
Yeah, because otherwise you just have to like corner bug, no corner wall, corner bug. right? Would it be a
Yeah,
quadrant?
you'd have to go up and over, and yeah, there you can do corner bugs and stuff, but it's still pretty slow compared to just being able to swim back to the lever.
Yeah, yeah. Um, Atlantean is a pain in my brain. I got a pain in my brain from you.
This is probably one of the most difficult things to do in the run is to jump up this spiral corridor without bonking on a wall.
Yeah, without going
Oh,
into it. It's
oh, there we go. I did it. I bonked.
it's like oof.
Oof.
I can never do the oof.
It's really hard to do a Lara oof. I've tried many times.
Oof. Ow.
And I'm going to try and manipulate the AI here. So there's a few Atlanteans waiting for me, but if I backstep and if I try and avoid the stairs here, they should not instantly aggro and give me time to put this artifact in the wall. Oh, I mean, he's right there, but we should be okay.
It's not too bad. Yesterday, I had both of them. Like, it didn't, for some reason, it didn't like stop the aggro.
Yeah, sometimes it doesn't quite work.
Oh my goodness, that was horrendous. I use like at least 3 large med packs. I'm like, yikes.
Yeah, I'm actually I meant to use a med, but I saved instead. I'm being like super cautious.
I don't blame you, honestly.
Proper save spamming.
Yes, safety saves. Safety saves.
Better safe than sorry.
Hey, there you go. Quap till you drop. Safe. Safe than sorry.
So this is a classic level where all of our guns have been taken away from us. Viv, you want to explain what happened in between Egypt and Natlas?
So you get that piece, and then Natla and her henchmen capture you and take away all your guns and the pieces. So we are here to recover both of those things, or try to anyway. And this is the second quap of the game. And which setup was that? Was that the
A
OG
new
setup?
one.
Oh, it was a newer setup. Okay, so again with the
Slightly
quaps,
faster than the old.
yeah, for sure, because like you don't have to do as many things, but quap till you drop exactly. And this level's not too bad. There's a jump coming up, which is a bit of a pain. But there's also thankfully a backup strat, which I didn't know until you told me, and I was like, oh, nice. But
yeah, the backup's pretty good. I always save anyway, but the backup's kind of slow. But it's nice because a lot of people do sort of no loads, no meds runs of this game where, you know, they do it single segment and they try not to save or load throughout the run. And the backup's nice for that.
Yeah, for sure. Ain't nothing personal. What does quap mean? So quap, it's called that because of the way Lara looks when she's doing the thing. And it's named after a Bennett Foddy game. Which I've never played, but apparently
Yeah, it's
it's
like
amazing.
a Flash game, isn't it? I've never played it either, but it's
I've
like
just
a
heard
running
so
man
much.
sort of game, and Lara kind of looks like the character in Co-op when she does the Co-op.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's a really silly name for it, but it's and there's a backwards Co-op that you can do in Tomb Raider 3 that they nicknamed it a POUT, which is literally just Co-op spelled backwards.
Oh my goodness, but it's fun. It's definitely one of the. It's a shame there's not more quaps in one, but Tomb Raider 2 has a lot of quaps, doesn't it? Like
Oh yeah,
there's a
Tomb
good
Raider
few
2.
that you do.
That game really is Co-op till you drop.
Mm,
And yes, that
for
was
sure.
a guy on a skateboard shooting at me with Uzis.
Yeah, so you firing at me? So you firing at me?
So yeah, the premise of this level is that there's 3 enemies and they each have a different weapon of Lara's. So one of them has the magnums, that guy has the Uzis, and there's another guy coming up that has our shotgun. Normally in this level you would be looking to recover your weapons, but we don't need to do that because you instantly spawn with your tools at the start of the next level anyway. And a nice set of Uzis.
Mm-hmm.
Say stinky cheese, chat.
Yeah, stinky cheese, chat. Stinky cheese. Say cheese.
And this guy's frozen because I skipped over the tile that triggers him. He isn't going to bother us.
Yeah, sometimes you can go through that door and still trigger it, which I've done a few times.
Yeah, it's the tile in front of the door that triggers the say cheese. So if you get a good door skip and you manage to skip over it, he'll just be frozen.
Yeah. Frozen in time. Which is great for us. So
Oh yeah.
because that's what we want. We don't want him to be triggered or anything like that. So
Yeah, he's not a huge pain. He's a bit annoying if you're running low on med. Then it can be a bit rough when he gets triggered, but
yeah, for sure. Why is Beckski so good? Because she is. She's awesome. And this has been a great run. Like,
couple dodgy moments, but it's been a decent run so far.
For sure. And you've had pretty good like enemy RNG as well, you know. Bless
yes.
RNG. Alright, so we are in Atlantis. I had to think of the name then. I'm like, where are we?
Yeah, everything starts getting really weird here. Second level. Yeah, we have these flesh pulsing walls, heartbeat going on in the background.
Which is really, really intense, especially like if you're
playing
it's
actually pretty creepy.
Yeah.
Tomb Raider is kind of like a horror game.
It can, yeah. I mean, there are like horror aspects of it, believe it or not, like with the lighting and your field of view and the atmosphere and the fact that like there isn't like a constant ambient sound.
Yeah, it's a very quiet game, so I think it definitely creates that atmosphere of loneliness
and claustrophobia for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
What is this place even? Who knows? I think it's just a product or a byproduct of Natla's meddlings with nature, I guess.
Yeah, Natla's actually, when we see her in the beginning of the game, we think she's just like sort of not an innocent businesswoman, but we think she's just a normal human business lady. But she's actually thousands of years old. An ex-Atlantean.
Yeah, she got exiled, and that actually you see, you don't know it's her at the time, but you see like it's in New Mexico, I think.
Yeah.
If I remember rightly. And they're doing like some kind of like testing, like bomb testing or whatever, and it throws her cryogenic cube thing. It throws her
is
out.
That what happens? Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know what was going on in that cutscene, but yeah.
No, I didn't until I looked it up, and I'm like, oh, that makes total sense.
Yeah, I always wondered what that was.
Yeah, so it basically awakens her, and then she just wants to, you know, get back to what she was doing. So
I'm gonna do something a bit funky here, because there's a cutscene coming up that you're not meant to be able to skip on PC, and I'm gonna skip it. I don't know if you can explain this, Geeky.
I can try. So yeah, no, I can't. You have to do like a sequence of you want to trigger it so you save the game while she's picking up the ski on, and what you do is then when you reload, like you close the game like she just did. That's why the screen went blank. You can't. And then the cutscene continues, but you actually skip it by like reloading your save. I don't know how else to explain it.
No, that was great. Yeah. Yeah, it's basically hitting quick save and action at the same time, and you see a little camera angle change, which shows you that you've got it right. And then when you quit and reopen the game, you can skip the cutscene.
Yeah,
and that's the thing, that on console you can just skip the cutscene normally, but on PC we have to do it a kind of funky way.
Yeah, that's a good point. I didn't even think of that. I was like, so this is Adam, the
Adam.
mutant. Yeah, I think that's actually his name.
Is it?
Yeah, I believe it is, and it's a mutant torso. So say hello to Adam. He kind of wants to use Lara as a toy, and Adam is down.
There's not too much to that fight. I mean, it was far from perfect, that fight, but you basically just have to run around the edge, and you want to keep Torso in the middle, and just fire at him with the Uzis.
Yeah.
They should die pretty quickly.
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. Does using like 2 Uzis versus 1, like, does that actually do any more damage than...
It does, yeah. If you're shooting at him with
okay.
1, you're doing less damage.
Okay. I wasn't sure, because I kind of heard that, or maybe I misread that, you know, it didn't make really much of a difference, but I guess timing-wise, it doesn't make too much of a difference.
Okay, I'm doing something really funky here right now.
Oh boy.
I should explain.
Yeah, so what she's doing here is she's going to embed herself. This is what I call the Great Skip, and she's going to buffer 5 times to position Lara and then do 21 jumps. And it will be, the screen's going to be flickering a lot like that. She's going to get out of it as quick as possible, and it just teleports her. It's very precise, and that glitch is a pain, but it is also, it skips like 90% of the level.
Yeah, you might notice for a little while the game looked pixely as well, and that was because I was using the bilinear filtering button to do a 1-frame buffer.
Yeah, and it's like I say, it's a precise like positioning as well. Like, you've got to eye it, and it also depends.
Yeah, that's true.
It can depend on your aspect ratio and stuff like that, because there's different visual cues. But yeah, there we go. So that was the Great Skip, which is awesome. And good job on doing that.
I know, it went really well, surprisingly.
Yeah, this has been a really good run, and I certainly hope, you know, everyone's enjoyed it and enjoyed this glitch fest.
Yeah, now we've just got to avoid a bunch of death traps as we escape the pyramid.
And
it looks scarier than it is, because I do have sequences for this, but I mean, it's still pretty scary. I guess there's a lot going on that could kill us.
Yeah, for sure. Like, even here, just jumping through the lava, like,
that has a really, the lava has a really big hitbox.
Right, and sometimes, like, you'll be jumping through, and then she just like sets on fire, and it's like, oh, okay,
yeah,
that happened. There's no way of recovering from that either. So if you haven't saved, good luck. But yeah, it's mostly now at this point just jumping, and then we're gonna do one final wall bug, and then that'll be it. There, what she did, she just kind of teleported straight into the water, and something we didn't mention, but you don't do it too often. I think you do it like twice.
Yeah, just a couple times.
Right, where you basically with a crumbling platform, if you sidestep as she's falling, she just kind of skips the falling animation and just teleports straight down. Oh, Natla, please.
Natla's getting in my way here.
I
just want to do a wall bug, Natla, leave me alone.
Throwing a spicy meatballs at you, and it's like, come on, please.
Yeah, we can pretty much just ignore Natla. And time's coming up here, because we're about to escape the pyramid.
Mm-hmm.
And that's time.
Woo! Look at that. Enjoy the ending. And that's it. And Atlantis is no more. And
oh yeah, that's
Lara,
well gone now.
Yeah, it's well gone. And Lara lives to see another day.
The chaos that Lara has created. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the run.
Yeah, it was cool. It was cool. And thank you for watching and having a support as well. It's been awesome. Good to see everyone and all the amazing runners that we've had so far. And
oh yeah, it's been great. It's been a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, for sure. So stay tuned for more awesome speed runs from our lovely ladies. And thank you again.
Yeah, thank you guys.